Good morning, Pisces. Hope you are doing well as always. This is Jamie, and we are checking in with your energies to see what is happening. All right, loves. We have got the full moon almost here for the month of January. So let's connect in to see what spirit is going to what's showing up, I hope you're being kind to yourself first and foremost. So Pisces, let's see what is happening. We're going to look at the past, the present, and potential here. Okay, so we've got the Awakening card. We've got the Ace of Inspiration. Whoa. If you're new here, welcome. And for those returning, love having you back here. If you want to know more about the channel, check out the description box below. There's a bunch of information there. You can even check out the decks we use and other cool things that we do to help on your spiritual journey. All right, my loves. Cards are flying out everywhere. So let's just see what is going down. We don't read reversals if you're new here. We just check in with the energies overall. Okay. What else do we have? For Pisces Spirit, thank you. What does Pisces need to know? And then we'll further clarify as well. Okay, we had quite a few pop out, so let's see. And then we're going to get one for the challenge and then advice. Okay, so I'll put these here and have a look at the end, guys. All right, Pisces, let's see what is happening. So right now, with the Awakening card, you might be finding that there is something here that is making you pay attention to how you feel, what's coming up for you, what you don't want to feel. Many things in terms of that nature. I think it's interesting because I feel like this isn't potentially present energy or isn't as heavy as what it's been, because I think you've already may have been through this experience, like feeling a lot and trying to navigate how to express it, how to manage it through something that you've been through. But I don't feel like it's like really present right now, if that makes sense. So when I say that I feel, that's usually a feeling I get in my body when I'm channeling. In addition to the feeling, there's spirit then will share visions and then share words as well. So when I'm saying I'm feeling, it's usually something that I'm feeling in my body or information that's coming through that's making me feel something to share with you. So I'm not feeling that heaviness of this awakening, because sometimes with any awakening we can feel a lot, right? But I feel like you've kind of been through this and now you're just trying to navigate where you're going forward. And I feel that there's some part of you here with this Ace of Inspiration energy that there's something that's sparking within you, this new excitement of what's next, where you're going. And it's something new. It's some form of new beginning that you're starting to explore and go after. I think amongst this, though, with the Four of Emotions, Pisces, is that I feel something is missing for you on this journey. I don't know if there's something particular that you're seeking in terms of your career, in terms of sharing this with someone. It's interesting because we can like look at these decks all day long. I have never paid attention, which is making me pay attention to some form of divine element here that I can see in between the lips. I'm sure if you can see it there. I'm getting told as part of this, Pisces, to be mindful of your spoken words or words that you're potentially thinking, because that's part of what and how we manifest. And sometimes how we feel is what we think. Okay. So that's also something that seems to be coming up today in regards to this Four of Emotions energy. Again, being kind to yourself and the words that you're saying and how you're thinking about a potential situation. Is there something that you can shift? Is what is kind of coming up here for you today. And this is, if we're connecting into this full moon energy, I think there's many aspects here. This one is in Cancer. Cancer is about home, connection, our relationships, our family life and stability, around that. So, yeah, I just feel like there's something that may be missing for you at this point in time, but I think it's important to be kind and compassionate to yourself through this experience or journey that you're on right now here, Pisces. Interestingly, with the Eight of Inspiration that we've got here, the Eight of Materials and the Five of Emotions, it's interesting what's coming through because I feel like there's a combination here of you doing something for you and getting the results, some news, some form of communication coming towards you. Again, this could be for business or this could be related to a connection, but I feel like someone's coming in to share something with you, to potentially, with this Eight of Materials, it's interesting because I feel like somewhere something is putting in some work, some effort, or someone's letting you know that they want to put that in. But for you, you want to see it. It can't just be words or spoken. If this is in relation to a connection, if this is in regards to your career, I feel like someone's coming to communicate with you, share some news. Like there's movement forward here in some regard. And I feel like you're going to, like, things are really just going to start kicking off and you're going to be like, managing a whole bunch of things when it comes to some form of project or job that you're working on. But amongst it, Pisces, there's still this element of like just some sadness that I feel that you're carrying and heartache around a situation. That I think you're still trying to understand, and maybe this might come up in terms of the full moon energy, like something that you need to release, finally release. But I do, again, it's being put there or being put out there to you. Like, how are you thinking about this situation? Like, are you being kind to yourself going through this? Where is your focus going? Where is your energy going? Because sometimes when we're deep in the feeling or connection of this, we can put so much burden on how we feel because of what someone else is doing or their actions, or so concerned about something or someone else that we're forgetting to care for ourselves and what we need and nurturing ourselves. We're caring so much about the situation that we're not caring about ourselves for the situation, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's just coming up right now. Again, how you can best nurture yourself, because this is a really important part. And I feel what may show up here, especially with this full moon energy, with the Six of Inspiration, the Tower, and the Two of Voices. Wherever we're connecting through to this, whether we go this way, I mean, we can connect the dots here, Pisces, just to show you, but I feel like you've got some news right now that is sparking opportunity for you, okay? Where you're being seen and acknowledged. But I think importantly, there's something that you're winning. There's some victory, something that you've overcome and achieved, okay, in terms of what it is that you were working towards. And like I said, at some point, I feel like you recognize that you have to give yourself the accolades, the kindness, the doing what you need to do for you. And I feel like this has been probably an important part in journey that you've recognized as well, something that's come into realization for you, because probably you've been so focused on making everyone okay, right? But with this, if we go down this way, Ace of Inspiration, Eight of Materials, and the Tower, I feel like there was something, like I said, that you were going after that captured your attention, got your interest, and it's a creative endeavor, right? And part of this, like I said, there's something that you're working on or an opportunity that's come in that you've got some news about and you're putting a lot of effort into it. At the same time, with this Tower energy, I feel like there's something in your life that feels a little bit unstable. I know the Tower can be like a breakdown, a breakthrough. It can also be like some, shocking news or enlightenment coming through. But I'm just getting right now that there's something that's a little shaky in terms of the ground that you're on. This could be in regards to a connection because you're not sure how you're feeling about it. You're not getting what you need from it. You're probably feeling, like I said, somewhat like sad and at a loss here with this Five of Emotions. And then you've got the Two of Voices. Knowing that at some point in time you need to make an actual decision for you, because you might be just sitting around and seeing what's happening, okay? As you're focusing on yourself, I feel like there's something that you haven't dealt with, okay? Got to the truth of. And you probably find, again, this is going to show up at some point, if it's not the full moon, they're just after, where I feel like you just want to release the burden, the heaviness of this heartache that you're potentially feeling, something that is just has a little bit of, and the reason I'm saying power over you that's coming on through is because when there is something that someone has done or a situation that we've been put in and we feel it, there is a time where we've got to feel it. I think it's important to feel it, to acknowledge it. Sometimes we have to accept shit, and sometimes it's really hard to do that when we don't even know what the hell's going on ourselves. And especially if it's got to be involved with someone or someone else that has made choices or decisions that have been out of our control. So whatever that situation is for you, again, whatever the dynamic, I feel like there's this part of you that just wants to release this. You don't want to be doing this anymore. And I feel like you're trying to figure out a way how to protect yourself, but how to do what you need, how to do it without any more of this feeling, right? With the Seven of Emotions, it's like there's a decision to be made. And I think as part of this decision, you're looking at all the things that you don't take with you, and the one thing that you do is what I'm getting here. Okay, so let's have a look at what the challenge is in this situation for you right now, Pisces, and we'll further clarify. So the card that we got is All Tied Up. So again, when we connect into this energy, it's card 23, which sits in the number 5. And coming into some form of conflict and sadness, it's like in between, like where are you going? And I think, again, that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling. There's something here that hasn't been finalized, or something here that hasn't, that's kind of been held, stand still. Like I said, I feel there's a bit of an unstable foundation right now in terms of a situation, but at the same time, no final decisions being made to create the stability that you seek. And I feel like that's what you're trying to look at, what to do next amongst whatever other successes that you're having here, whatever else that you're working on or going towards or after. So this is like the challenge is being able to step out of that and take Radical action is what I feel is coming up here. And sometimes that radical action is just making a decision and moving forward with it. Way easier said than done, right? But let's have a look further at what the advice is for you here, Pisces, in terms of this situation. Happy family life and man holding a heart. So for some of you, if this hasn't been in regards to a relationship or concern for your family, Spirit, I feel, is saying here, like where does your heart lead? But importantly, what energy are you putting into this situation is what I feel, especially with this. Because while I feel this may be what you've been experiencing, I think there's lots of parts of you that have moved past it, okay, Pisces, is what I'm feeling. And this is kind of lingering because of maybe the way that you're thinking about a situation, the energy you're putting into the situation, looking at the lack of the potential situation rather than, what's possible, what's available, what efforts can you put in to create a stronger connection. And you may not actually recognize the power that you have in a situation to be able to navigate it a certain way, the influence that you can have on it when you aren't coming from a place of what about me or lack. When you go into a situation, remembering who you are, your power and your amazement, and just showing up that way. So if this has got to do with a person, someone who's making a decision, I just want you to think whether you're going into a job interview, talking to someone about a situation. If you go in and, not confident, down, out, it's a very hard energy for someone to lift. People feel it. And if it makes people feel down as part of the experience is going to be remembered to be down and heavy. And it's like, oh gosh, again, it doesn't matter what the situation is. But if you come into the situation, it doesn't mean that you can't talk about it where it has its differences. You can't talk about it where, there may be a problem that lies, but there is still a way to keep the vibrational energy up. And again, there's just something here that's being said on how you choose to connect as part of this situation is going to make a profound difference. And I feel like Spirit's just asking you to consider that whatever you're engaging or however you're engaging in terms of this matter or whatever you're doing in life and carrying this with you somewhere, because I feel like you're a little bit, without maybe realizing, just energetically so connected to this that it's weighing you down a little bit, okay, energetically. So just be mindful of that. And again, this is about you caring for you, supporting you, and being kind and compassionate to you. Because this man holding a heart, if this again has got to do with a relationship or a significant other, have a think of like the masculine energy when it's going after what it wants, when it makes it happen. I feel like there's this part of you right now that, again, when you're stepped into that energy, I feel like some connection, if that's what you're seeking, is going to be more supported, if that's something that you want to heal or go after. If there's something that you want to achieve when it comes to your family, again, I just really think about how you're entering that dynamic. It just keeps coming up. So I apologize repeating here, but the message is just really strong right now on what you're choosing or how you're choosing to engage. It's just like a little note here for you, Pisces, to take away with you today. I'm just going to further clarify with a couple of more cards here, guys, okay? To see what else Spirits wants to know with clarifying. Thank you, Spirit. What do we need to know? Well, that's a lot. Thank you. So the first one that's come up here with the clarifier is this 5 of water energy, which is things not turning out the way you hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilt milk. And that's, connecting in. That could be where things are, is just focusing on the what if, what if this, what if that, rather than taking your power back and looking at a situation that of benefit. Loss is loss, I get that, but it doesn't mean you've lost something. It just means something isn't what it's meant to be right now. Maybe there's something better for you. Maybe there's something to learn. Maybe there's an area to grow. Maybe it's to focus and meet someone else. I don't know the situation, right? It's going to be different for all of you. Maybe it's you're meant to, go on another journey, a different destination, move home. There's something more powerful, I think, that you're potentially missing here, Pisces, if you feel resonant to this, okay? But furthermore, we've got Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, news of an exciting new endeavor, use your originality and ingenuity. And we see this here. There's something new, some news coming on through for some opportunity that you're going to be putting a lot of your time and effort in. I think there's things that you'll be learning too. Like it's something new for you that's going to help support this path and journey. One that I feel is quite exciting. Okay, you're going to use a lot of your creative spark here. Okay, what else do we need to know? Thank you. It's interesting how we've got the similar clarifiers here. We've got the 3 of air. So great sadness, take time to heal, the need to give yourself and others. So there's something here that has really impacted you, impacted your heart. Again, I do feel this has got to do with your family life, having shown up in the advice area. But let's see what else Spirit has. The moon. So there's, there may be information that you're receiving or things that are happening behind the scenes that you just can't see yet. And this is asking you to release any fears that are holding you back. What is it that you want to know, Pisces? What is it that you want to know that keeps coming up for you? Is that the answer you have? Is that the answer that you need? Is that what you're seeking? Is it you don't want to hear it? You don't want to believe it? You don't want to know about it? I don't know. Again, check in with yourself what that is. Then King of Earth, a successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. So something's coming in for you, an opportunity, Pisces, and you might find it's more than one. And you're trying to figure out potentially if you can manage that as well. I'm just getting a yes. There's something here that's growing for you. I don't know if you prefer to contract. I don't know if you're starting a new gig, a side hustle, putting yourself out there to do something, that because maybe you have more free time now or you're just changing your focus and energy. But there's good things coming on in and opportunities. What doesn't come in, it's not meant for you, right? But there's something also that's coming on in that's awakening, and Spirit's like, even if you don't know or don't have the answers or know how to figure it out, Spirit's kind of saying, don't worry about that because you've got the touch. You'll figure it out. You might be juggling a bit, but you'll figure it out. Yeah, again, so we've had 3 clarifiers here of the same cards. Now you've got the 4 of water, missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. And I think this is just reaffirming again, Pisces, how are you looking at a situation? Because sometimes, again, we can get stuck in the energy of, because we're grieving, right? If a situation hasn't worked out, we go through different stages, and if you've been grieving and if you're trying to be focused on feeling okay or been very focused on the situation, how to make it okay, and sometimes we just sit and worry, we're missing out what's going on. Time keeps moving, energy keeps flowing. So sometimes we can miss out not realizing on opportunities, situations, or things if we get too stuck in that hole. So Spirit's just asking you again, put your head up. That's what I'm getting told. Put your head up. Look up. Okay. Look to the side. Look another direction. Find your cup for you. Even if it's something each day that you've got to do for you to remind yourself. I mean, hey, go to the store and buy yourself a bunch of flowers if you like flowers. Maybe go to the store and get yourself an ice cream if that's what you want to do. Do something that's going to make you feel good, to remember that you deserve these things. And when you do it for yourself, you get a little kick out of it. And I'm talking by yourself, not, hey, taking the kids or your best mate. Just, no, I'm going to go by myself and I'm going to go have an ice cream, or I'm going to go watch a movie and go have popcorn, or I'm going to buy myself some flowers and remind myself of how awesome you are. And it's kind of that little bit of power that you're giving yourself back. So again, just connect into that. I feel it's like a really important message right now to be nurturing you and doing things for you, because whatever this pain or sadness that's coming on in, it's kind of just, it's just like a little cloud that I feel sitting over you right now, but you have power to shift that cloud, to add some more sunshine if you want. And I know it's sometimes harder to do, especially if you're in a bit of a rough patch. But again, little by little can make such a difference. I feel like there's still one more thing that we need to know here, and I want to get the clarifier, and I'm just going to do that here on what this choice is. Can you share more on this choice with us, Spirit, on what this is to wrap up, please? What is this choice? Beautiful. So a choice, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. This is really interesting because you've got your happy family life over there as well, okay? What if you changed your energy, shifted your energy, shifted your thinking, and you could have anything that you wanted? Something that was healed, or a new beginning, or that job, by just shifting your energy and shifting your focus. There is so much power that you have, Pisces, and I feel this is really relevant here right now. And if this is coming across a little bit firm or too intense, or again, I'm just sharing what's coming through, but this message seems pretty loud and clear. Important time to raise your vibration, nurture yourself right now over this full moon, because when you get to the other side, I feel like a lot of things are going to be cleared out. And sometimes other people on the journey that are on our journey, or we're on their journey, sometimes they're not moving on the same timeline or the same pace as we are when it comes to growth, or when it comes to meeting or divine timing. In retrospect, is sometimes we could be in a hold pattern because we're waiting for that other person to do what they need to do, or the lesson they need to learn. And sometimes we don't actually realize that things are happening in the background for us, in support of us. And I feel like Spirit's saying, it's not hanging on, but it's continuing on, doing you, caring for you, and everything is going to unfold as it's meant to, in support of what it is that you actually want. That happy family life, feeling content, feeling loved, feeling lovable, knowing you're lovable and supported and cared for, and have the things that make you feel full and good. If you're not going to get it where you are, how do you shift that energy to attract that in? And that's all that Spirit, I feel, is asking. They're just a little shift in caring for you more and deeper is what's going to make a profound difference for what it is that you want and to bring into your life, and importantly, how you want to feel. So I'm going to leave it there with you, Pisces, sending you a whole bunch of love. Yeah, cuddle up, nurture, have that cup of tea, whatever you need that gives you some warmth at this time. And we will catch you next time. Bye, loves.